news where we'll bring you guys updates concerning music, and that is across the country. It is actually a very long news, so you guys bear with me. You guys need to stay attentive, because I have a lot of information on the news today. Davido has come out to give us proceedings on how he intends to disburse the sum of about 300 million naira to charity. As a matter of fact, we have, as at the time he sent the balance of the account to solve 304 million, and basically the 4 million were all add-ons that were in the initial account up to 50 million. So basically, Davido has fulfilled it again, doing it back to back. This is the third time he's doing it, and like I always say, he is a man with a heart of gold. At the same time, we have amazing guys on the news. Um, so many, trust me, so many guys are on the news today that if I were you, I really will not move anywhere. We have a slate of mobile on the news. Somebody has come out. Rexy came out to give us details about is the part or the role he played in the demise of Mobad, what he knew, what he could have done, what he didn't do. All of that would actually bring them to you in a bit. I want to say a big thank you to our fans for doing what you do. We love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your love, your energy, and your consistency. Thank you. We really appreciate you. You can now stream us live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Please come through. We are waiting for you on this space. Let's delve straight in to what the news look like. We begin straight up with OdumoduBlvck. We saw OdumoduBlvck is one person known for his authorly statement for. So his statement had one that you might not have a reason to relate it to anything, because he just says stuff off his mind. And if you observe properly, you could see that that is the kind of life he live. You saw where he came out today to tweet this, where he said, "Clowns yakpa for streets. When I noticed their bad spirits once, I did cut them off once." And he said industry machine. So basically, trying to illustrate that we have a lot of fake humans on the streets, and it's quite cool out there. If you have one real person, you don't know what God has done for you. Still on the Black, we saw where about 2 weeks ago he was live at DC performing to his fans in the US, and the energy was matching. A lot of person really loved what they saw while he was performing to them. This is the change in narrative where Afrobeat stars are now getting the big attention. People now pay in dollars, pay in their hard currency to go see these people, and it's the height of it. According to the fact that presently there is massive inflation in the UK, not just Nigeria. The UK folks are experiencing massive inflation that has gone about 45%. So obviously ticket prices are going up, and these guys are still paying relentlessly to come see their fame. That is how much of a love Afrobeat is getting in the UK. Moving on, we saw where after that one, we saw where he performed songs like "Dog Eats Dog" at DC, and then he came out to tweet this, where he said, "Woto Woto Season is a very powerful record. Like Dog Eats Dog, it is forever. It is so powerful that it was leaked like 3 times, had millions of streams, still came back to do a Maza song way sweet, sweet." And that is all he had to say about the song. Talking about a song that was leaked like 3 times and is still doing millions, just shows that he really created magic on the one he called Dog Eats Dog. Moving on, we saw OdumoduBlvck Woto Woto Season has entered the top 5 on the Spotify Nigeria chart. The numbers are impressive. His chart numbers are really insane. And it might not look like the conversation, but trust me, he is giving almost everyone a run for their money. Moving on, we have Davido as the next guy on the news. We saw earlier today the court sitting in Delta State regarding the case between Davido and Amaju Pinnick over the court's declaration where Amaju sued Davido the sum of 2 billion naira and a public apology on 5 dailies. So 5 dailies means 5 newspaper, Guardian, Tribunes, never mentioned. But after today's sitting, we saw where the Delta State High Court sitting in Efuru has refused the application by singer David Adeleke, aka Davido, seeking a stay of proceedings in the 2 billion suit filed against him by Browning Investment Limited, owned by former NFL president Amaju Pinnick, over the annual worry against concerts. Amaju company filed a lawsuit against Davido after he failed to perform at the concert in Warri, which was fully paid for. The company is asking the court to award 2 billion as general damages against Davido. The company is also asking the court for 150 million as legal and professional fees and an additional 30 million as the cost of filing the suit. Defendants in the suit are David Adeleke, also known as Davido, and his music label and its music label, DAVIDO Music Worldwide Limited. Vanguard reports that at the hearing in the matter recently, DAVIDO counsel Norison Caker's son informed the court that there was a pending appeal and that the defendant had filed a motion for a stay of proceedings. Quakers further told the court that the defendant had been served with a copy of the climate counter affidavit to the said motion for stay. However, he applied to withdraw the motion and submitted that the Court of Appeal had become seized with the authority over the proceedings pending before the lower court. The counsel to Amaju company, Kelechi Onwegbochulem, did not oppose the application to withdraw the motion, and court granted the same according. The court in the bench ruling upheld the climate argument and held that until an order staying further proceedings is obtained from the Court of Appeal, the High Court will continue the proceedings in this case. So basically, they are presently at the High Court, and we all know the court has proceedings and different jurisdiction. So if they are not contended with the judgment of the High Court, they will go maybe to obviously the Appeal Court and maybe to the Supreme Court. But regardless, the case is still ongoing at the High Courts. Maybe now we saw DAVIDO coming out to show his fans that he is a pure gamer. DAVIDO really is a pure gamer. We saw he came out to ask his fans, say, who is online talking about Grand Theft, GTA. Everybody plays GTA at the time, and he's asking his fans who is online. After the show, we saw where he showed evidence that he is really playing Grand Theft Auto, and for kind of DAVIDO person who is quite busy, the question was, what time does he have to play GTA? Moving on, we saw DAVIDO Timeless album is currently charting in 57 countries on Apple Music, top album chart. It is now Nigerian album charting in the most countries on Apple Music. Still on DAVIDO, we saw where he has come out to give us, as promised, he has told us that he was going to give us clarity as to how the 300 million was going to be distributed. And today, there was a press release via writings that showed DAVIDO intentions. The David Adeleke Foundation commits 300 million naira to orphanages across Nigeria. We are pleased to announce that the David Adeleke Foundation, DAF, has committed to an additional donation of 300 million to orphanages across Nigeria as part of our ongoing effort to contribute to the welfare of our nation's children. As done consistently over the past 3 years, this decision has been made with careful consideration and a steadfast dedication to improving the life of vulnerable children within our society. The disbursement process, which will commence within the coming week, will be overseen by the DAF Disbursement Committee, ensuring transparency and accountability in the allocation of funds. We understand the importance of transparency and accountability in charity endeavors. Therefore, we assure the public that the allocated funds have been deposited into the foundation account as mentioned in previous announcements. According to the updated disbursement list, the total number of eligible children is 13,936, with 1,688 children deemed ineligible. The allocation is set to benefit a total of 427 eligible orphanages home, with a total amount of 300 million naira to be disbursed. This translates to an average of 19,733 naira per eligible children. He came out to say, we acknowledge that the process of disbursing this fund to the various orphanages will take time, as the statistics of these orphanages constantly change over time. We are committed once again to ensuring that the allocation is carried out meticulously with thorough vetting processes in place to verify the legitimacy of recipients, institutions, and to guarantee that the funds are utilized for their intended purpose. We anticipate that the disbursement process will be completed within the next 2 or 3 weeks. During this time, our team will work diligently to verify and process payments to the selected orphanages across the country. We understand that there might be concerns and inquiries regarding donation, and we appreciate the public patience and support as we work to finalize the details. We assure you that the update on the progress of this disbursement will be provided in a timely manner. DAVIDO Adeleke Foundation remains committed to making a positive impact on the life of Nigerian children, and we thank everyone for their continued support and encouragement coming from David Adeleke OON, the founder and the CEO of that foundation. Anyways, this is a very good one. It just shows that the team are indeed ready to disburse this money, and they are making, or they are not showing any sign of slowing down, as they want to get this money out and already working with these children. An average of about 19,000, that's about almost 14K per child. That's the idea, about 39, which translates to about 14,000 naira, which translates to about 20,000 naira per child. And we have about 19,700 naira plus, so which means about 20,000 naira per child. And trust me, that is almost the fee of an NYC student. So it's quite cool, and it just shows that Davido really has good intentions towards children. We saw where he came out again to say this is about the DAF Foundation. David Adeleke Foundation was born out of passion and benevolence of David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, to help others constantly. Davido is famous for his popular saying, "We rise by lifting others," a statement he has lived by over the years, from paying for surgeries of ailing Nigerians, donating funds from his music videos, to research on COVID-19 virus, to offering scholarship to students both locally and overseas. Now, with this one, you show that Davido also was interested in the COVID thing at the time, and then he did his bit to make sure that the whole COVID virus was eradicated from Nigeria. The David Adeleke Foundation began its earnest in 2021 upon celebrating his 29th birthday. Davido requested that his friends and those he had helped in the industry donate. In the space of minutes, Davido has received millions of naira from various celebrities and organizations who had benefited from him one way or the other. Further evidencing his compassion to help render to many, David received 200 million naira from the public in a few days, and he added the sum of 50 million naira to the money received and donated the total sum of 250 million naira to orphanages across the country. After the successful distribution of funds, the David Adeleke Foundation has continued to grow and repeat this each year, and remains committed to making a positive impact on the lives of Nigerian children. It is grateful for the continued support and encouragement it has received, and that's a very massive one. Like I said, it shows a man with a big heart. Now, these are the list of orphanages we have across the country, and disbursement will begin very, very soon, but these are the list of eligible orphanages that would get the money. Moving on, we have Arya Star's the next lady on the news. We saw one of Arya Star fans asked her saying, "Arya Star, please drop hints for the album, like a name or something." And Arya Star said 21. So we all know that our previous album, which she called 19 and Dangerous, was one project that did good number, because at the time she was 19, and it just made more sense because the album synced properly with her age. This time she is 21, and she's giving us hints that the album will be called 21, which makes people ask the question, will it be 21 and Dangerous? But anyways, let us wait and see what she would name it when the album comes out later in the year. Still on Arya Star, we saw Arya Star Commas is now #1 song on the Liberia Apple Music charts. At the same time, we saw Comma by Arya Star has just hit 7 million streams on Spotify. An amazing one. Like I said, or like we've always said on this platform, Arya Star is one person who has led the pack for last year, and then this year she's also moving in that same run, leading the pack. Talking about the female pack, she's not showing any signs of slowing down. Moving on, we have Ckay as the next guy on the news. We saw Ckay's Sad Romance Deluxe album is now eligible for gold certification in Netherlands after making sales of over 20 million Dutch streams for world album. And we have top songs like Emiliana with 26 million, Hallelujah with 2.9 million with Black Bones, and then What Are We with Davido and Focalistic with about 2.2 million streams. Talking about Ckay and Spotify, we saw Ckay has now surpassed 2.1 billion streams across all credits on Spotify. He is the 5th Afrobeat artist to achieve this milestone. Whiskey lead the pack with 6.6 billion. Burna Boy come next with 6 billion on dot. Rema comes third with about 3.something billion, and then Ckay is coming next with about 2.1 billion, making Davido sit as 5th with about 1.something billion. But regardless, the numbers are really amazing for Ckay. We're happy he's actually growing up the cadres. And moving on, we saw Ckay is set to co-headline the Super Lapa Festival in Malaysia come the second day of March 2024. Away from that, we saw Sad Romance Deluxe album have just surpassed 50 million stream on AudioMark, and we have top songs like Emiliana, Waterway with Davido, and Hallelujah with Black Bones. Moving on straight, we go to turntable chart. We saw for this week the top 10 albums in the country. We have Shay Vibes number one with about 3.3 thousand stream. We have Charlie Poppy with number two with about 2.96 thousand stream. OdumoduBlvck with number three with about 2.8 thousand stream. We have Burna Boy number four with 2.5. Ckay number five with 2.6 with 2.06. Wizkid number six with 1.65. We have Mobad number seven with 1.24. We have Benson number eight with 1.08. Rema number nine with 1.07. And Davido comes at number 10 with 1.05 thousand streams. Moving on, we saw Ckay after coming out to disclose that the band was ripping him at the time. He has also come out to say at the point he was married at the time and happily married, but as of today, that marriage is over. Talking about Ckay. And now for Afrobeat singers, this is something they always have been dealing with obviously failed marriages. Tiwa Savage that beats back and forth, But then Ckay have said yes for him. He's happy the fact that he's single, and at the time he was married, it was a whole lot for him. But now that marriage is officially over. The songtant Danny Young, one-time amazing singer who was buzzing at the time, the days of the early 2000s. This was one person who had massive numbers. He knew what was doing. It was like a sensation at the time. People love his jam, love his song at the time. And then we're seeing him coming out after losing touch of singing. He had decided to delve into politics a bit. And then he came out to say, if person Peking, so basically he is attacking the government over the ban of importation. Then he's saying, if person Peking say in the hungry, shall you go make him wait for yam harvest before he chop? When insecurity never let Papa go plant, let alone harvest. Open borders make food enter abeg. Food importation is not our problem. Lack of production and exportation is a problem. So he's saying, instead of the government to close borders, he's saying, please open the borders because that is not our problem. Our problem is the fact that we are not producing enough to export. So basically, we are all importing all we get. And then he's saying that is not the right way for a government to go. Moving on, we saw Joy Akan coming out to give details on what Afrobeat figures look like at the time. And it's what Joel said. This is the worst batch of music we've had since 2018. Nigeria's music suffered a blip in 2023, releasing comparatively vapid music, with many unable to fight at home or abroad for space. And now, in 2024, after going through a month of heartbreaking New Music Friday, I have overcome my sadness at the lack of any new great finds. In its place lies a new occupant's concern. I am bothered by the quality of our music, and my piano played its part, but after the oversaturation of the market last year, we can't seem to find anything inspirational to win us off it and usher in a new era. Trends are great as long as they continue to provide objectively great art. And my piano seems to have run its course, and we are struggling badly. Everywhere you turn, bad music hits you. The air and playlists are filled with the same formula slop, same bounce, same scenarios and themes. Everything is negatively same. People aren't copying the right thing anymore. While I blame our cultural engagement with Amapiano for its role, I also factor in the lack of hunger in our established blown artistic class. Due to Afrobeat to the world flooding the market with unrealized investment, everyone is chilling and dropping same music. Or worse, microwaving a hackneyed vibe. The results, an overstimulated consumer isn't from the abundance of art, but finding very little value to them. This is why the audience isn't picking up the music. Your wavelength isn't giving. I don't know how to end this, but New Music Friday doesn't slap like it used to. The only one place I go to find joy has become corrupted by repetition. The past is currently looking better than the future, and I fear that we might have peaked in this cycle. And basically, this is nothing but the truth. Afrobeat is going down the slope massively. Now, the big picture is the foreign guys are coming to invest in Afrobeat because they understand that we have the vibe, we have the cruise, we have the fan base to push this thingy. So if they invest in us, we will deliver. Basically, we're going to deliver, and then we saw that they did that. But after they did that, money came into the system. People got more money. People could afford bigger things, and then they became different issues came about. People complacency came into play. People became very very lazy. Songwriters became very lame. People just want to go to the studio, do one riff-raff song, and come outside because they are sure that they will stream farm. People will promote it. Big labels will sign it and all of that, which has made or has crippled the Afrobeat game. Joy is saying last year was even far better than what we're saying this year. 100% we agree to that. Moving on, we saw Rexy coming out to give details on what his relationship with Mohbad was at the time he was alive, and then he said him and Mohbad were not utterly friends like that, but they were cool. They worked together. Mohbad actually said at the point the song KPK was a song, but then he gave it to Rexy, and Rexy is saying yes, they worked together, but they were not like friends as it were. Rexy also confirmed that yes, he had rumors about the fact that Mohbad was maltreated, and then he called him and said, Mohbad, are you okay? And Mohbad said yes. And then he said Mohbad never at any point reported the issue to him, saying, Rexy, this is what I was going through. He added that maybe Mohbad never saw him as that kind of person who he could confide in. But regardless, there's no bad blood. It's all love and light between him and Mohbad while he was alive. My name is Daki. We'll catch you guys on the very next one.